Are you ready to enter the future of work? We'll help you get there through the Global Services Sector Project. The GSS project is a 5-year project that will provide Jamaicans with access to training and better jobs in the digital services sector, namely in knowledge process outsourcing, information technology outsourcing, and business process outsourcing. This project will empower you with the knowledge you need to flourish in digital industries and beyond. Funded by the Inter-American Development Bank, the GSS project aims to move Jamaica to create new and higher valued jobs. The project will facilitate much needed skills training and will position the island as a leader in regional digital services. The opportunities are endless and your options are limitless. Get there with the GSS project. Your new future is waiting for you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the GSS's Talent Hub Virtual Fair 2021. Today, we're going to talk skills, jobs, and opportunities in the global services sector. On January 24, 2019, the government of Jamaica and the Inter-American Development Bank signed a loan agreement to support the skills development framework for the global services sector. This 5-year loan, valued at $15 million is meant to support the growth of the sector in 2 main areas: strengthening the skills development framework, and that is why we're here today, ensuring that the talent pool meets the requirements for the sector to grow and expand. And secondly, building an even stronger ecosystem to attract investors and attract greater foreign direct investment. Jamaica has demonstrated a track record in the business process outsourcing and has had a presence locally for many years with many global BPO companies. Jamaica possesses impressive credentials in this industry, which is underpinned by cutting-edge telecommunications infrastructure, a talented English-speaking labor pool, proximity to the Americas, and has centered itself as the outsourcing hub of the Caribbean, ideal nearshoring location for partners looking to access skilled professionals. The government of Jamaica's investment in training will help create opportunities for all Jamaicans by tackling the barriers that keep too many Jamaicans out of the labor force and those employed from advancing their career. Some of the initiatives that the global services sector has implemented to date are, for example, the enhanced job readiness and digital skills curriculum. Through this curriculum, some 24,000 new entrants will be trained to ensure that they have basic entry-level skills to attain current and future jobs in the GSS. Our GSS apprenticeship program, a 12-month capacity development program for GSS employees that seeks to aspire to supervisory roles in the GSS. And the short-term certificate program that's meant to support upskilling of our employees to access new and emerging skills. The theme of today's career fair is Let's Talk Skills, Jobs, and opportunities in the global services sector. And the overall objective of this fair is to grant access. What do we mean by that? Today, you have access to information, industry outlook discussions with industry experts on various career opportunities available to tertiary graduates and job seekers in shared services and knowledge process outsourcing. There will be several discussions on the future of various segments, rise of analytics in fields such as marketing, data management, healthcare, and overall business operations, advancement of technologies, and the emergence of opportunities in areas such as software development, cloud technology, and more. Today, you have access to the GSS network to connect with players in the industry, to learn more about their operations and what they do, supporting entities such as JAMPRO, the industry associations, GSAJ and JITDA, and industry-related training programs to support your entry and growth in the sector. Very importantly, today you have access to opportunities. Over 4,000 positions to be filled in the global services sector. Entry to mid-level opportunities available in a wide range of areas, including but not limited to IT, HR, training and talent development, risk management, project management, banking and finance, legal, insurance, accounting, and customer support. The firms that will be recruiting includes KPMG Jess Jamaica, Sutherland, Conduent Jamaica, Vistaprint, ITEL, T-Tech Jamaica, Digicel Jamaica, Continuum Global, Concentrix, IBEX, Hindujo, Global Solutions, Real Decoy, and StarTech. There's so many prizes and surprises as well, so we need you to stay tuned throughout the entire day. All participants can access iCreate's Digital Awareness Certificate course, a 10.5-month program that will allow you to learn more about social media, customer service, cybersecurity, email marketing, and other foundational areas. Play fast fingers with Digicel Jamaica and win credit every hour on the hour. Local and international brands, digital gift cards from Blinksky, branded items, gift baskets, and other giveaways from our many exhibitors, so be sure to visit our exhibitors' booths. And remember, you, our target audience, you, the tertiary students, our vocational institute graduates, our final year students, our upper level secondary school students, our job seekers who are looking for exciting career opportunities. The GSS team wishes you good luck today. We know that you will do well in your interviews. The GSS project is here to help you to understand the industry better. Our team is committed to support you and to help you to navigate and understand the many career opportunities that this sector has to offer. Remember, registration is still open, not too late, so register now if you haven't registered as yet. Access the link to register and apply for jobs via any of the GSS Jamaica's social media pages. LinkedIn and Facebook, Global Services Sector Jamaica, our Instagram at GSS Jamaica, our Twitter at GSS Jamaica 1, and of course, details are there around the event website. Good luck, everyone, and thanks for joining us today. We know you're going to have an excellent day. Thank you.
I know there are almost 3,000 of you, and that is so exciting. But that's not enough yet, because we have 4,000 jobs on tap today. So you need to tell your friends, because we need at least another couple thousand of you online. And Marjorie just told you all the ways that you can get to see this program today. My name is Diane Edwards. I'm the president of JAMPRO, and I have to tell you, it's a joy to be here with you this morning, because JAMPRO is super excited about this project, this groundbreaking project, the GSS project, the Global Services Sector project that we are implementing along with Marjorie and her team, who are doing such a fantastic job. This today, this virtual careers fair, is their conceptualization, and we are really beaming live to all of you, because you need to be joining this sector, because this is the fastest job creating sector in Jamaica today. And I'm really, really pleased to have with me this morning our very own Minister, Honorable Robert Nestor Morgan, MP, JP, Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information. Our minister has a strong pedigree. I'm sure you know him. I'm sure you've seen him and heard of him. He's a former senator and parliamentary secretary in the office of the Prime Minister, as well as he was a director of communications at the office of the Prime Minister, and has a long history in communications. So I hope you will join me in welcoming our Minister of State. Good morning, Minister. Real pleasure to have you here this morning and to have this opportunity to speak to you. Great opportunity. So we're speaking today in the context of the Global Services Sector project, which is really dedicated to equipping our young people with the skills, the digital skills in demand now and in the future. And also in the context of an outsourcing industry, which is getting back to peak levels of 43,000 jobs. Also in the context of an education sector that is facing a post-pandemic recovery and the challenges of the fourth industrial revolution, which is here now. It's not in the future, it's here now. We're living in a world of Internet of Things, robotic process automation, driverless trains and cars, smart cities, smart houses, smart electrical grids, everything going smart. So according to Microsoft, Minister, the next 2 decades, 90% of jobs are going to require some form of digital skills. So in this emerging world, how is the Ministry of Education preparing the workforce we're going to need in the next several decades to keep Jamaica in the forefront of competitiveness?
Can you hear me?
Yes?
Thank you very much. And good morning to you, and good morning to our host, Ms. Daly. I really appreciate the opportunity given to the Ministry of Education and myself as the Junior Minister in charge of the youth to really present or address this important event. I think that COVID has created an opportunity for us as a society and as a country to really look inward as well as look outward as what are some of the opportunities that exist. We have to acknowledge the reality that our education system for a very long time had not evolved sufficiently to deal with the challenges. And I think COVID has unearthed some of those challenges in very stark form. But we at the Ministry of Education, we have not surrendered. As a matter of fact, we have been very aggressive and very positive in trying to realign the education system so that it's fit for purpose and so that it can supply the necessary human resources that we need to take our country to the next level globally, as well as providing necessary services locally. One of the most important things that we've done is we recognize that we have to digitize our students. And when I say digitize, I do not mean digitize them as human beings, but give them access to digital resources so that they can access a wider range of services, both from the education system and generally. So over the last year, we have distributed over 120,000 devices. Not only that, but the devices are being managed by teachers who have been trained. Our teachers have been trained as to how to teach students using the virtual environment. But one of the big problems that we had at the beginning, Dan, was, so we're going to give you devices, we're going to make the access to the information zero rated so you don't have to pay for it. But then you have the big issue of connectivity. And you yourself at JAMPRO have had to deal with the issue of connectivity, especially in the infancy of the BPO sector, where many of your clients now were saying, well, we don't have enough redundancy, latency was too high, and so forth. So we had to deal with the issue of connectivity. And over the last year and a half, we have upgraded over 100 schools with internet. And I think that is significant because the school in many communities is a hub of learning. And now you have given students in rural communities and several other places who have never had easy access to the World Wide Web, the ability now to access not just education content, but also to access other information on the World Wide Web to empower them. Now, why is this important? It is important because in order to level the playing field and create an equitable education system where the Jamaican student does not have a disadvantage to the student in Florida or the student in New York, you have to give them access to the same quality of resources. So in your case, where you're seeking very able and technologically advanced young people, you cannot
I think we may have lost you. So I think Minister was talking about the digital skills and the need to grow our connectivity in our schools. And I think there has been some great going in terms of more than 120,000 tablets distributed across the country, which is really a great initiative that the government has taken. But as Minister said, the challenges of connectivity are continuing. And I know that there is a national broadband initiative which is being driven by the Ministry of Technology, MSET, Ministry of Science, Energy and Technology. And that ministry is really focused on how do we develop a national broadband network that really gives connectivity to every corner of Jamaica, because the child in Moko needs to be able to get online. If we have another pandemic, and it can happen, there can be a third wave. So we really have to focus on how do we get our young people access to the connectivity they need to be able to study. One of the most exciting things, I think, and one of the silver linings of this period, is that now people can have access to online courses, so MOOCs as they're called. People can have access to the best teaching minds in the country through the internet. The internet is going to empower us all. And so that broadband connectivity is a critical element. I think we're getting back, Minister, now.
I don't know where you lost me. I was just running on and running on and running on. So let me jump to what you just said a while ago, if you can hear me.
Yes.
So one of the big things that we're doing is we're trying to ring fence Jamaica with fiber optics. And then after we ring fence Jamaica with fiber optics, we are going to also send tentacles into the interior. So for example, I cannot have a BPO in Chapelton because there is no fiber in Chapelton. But imagine if a majority of our country had fiber optic connectivity. Imagine what that would do. So what we're doing is we're empowering our students to take advantage of the modern opportunities in terms of BPO. I have people now in their living rooms doing call center work in their free time because they now have internet, microwave. Now imagine if we were able to improve that. So you can get the courses online. You don't have to go physically to schools anymore. UE has a offline a campus that is online. All the universities are in online learning. I did my law degree online through the University of London. So imagine when we're able now to have the culture in our education system where teachers are able to do good online. Students don't have to go to school all the time to do online. Persons who are older can now access educational resources from wherever they are in Jamaica. Not only that, but imagine young people. I was in Rock River the other day and I saw somebody in their room on their computer and asked him what he was doing. He said he was doing Forex trading. So imagine Rock River is in some deep valleys. So imagine more Jamaicans educated from a technological perspective, accessing a global ecosystem of education resources to empower themselves, while at the same time, the government providing the backbone and the infrastructure through the fiber optic backbone, through interconnectivity. And then the education system now is geared towards giving you the opportunity, no longer for up until for the high schools. We're moving from now fifth form to 7 years. So now you're going to have not only English language, mathematics, law, and so on, but we're also going into TVET. We're also looking at other opportunities in terms of skills training at the sixth form level. So soon, when this goes through, you're not only going to leave school with, let's say, a CSEC certificate or leave school with, let's say, a CAPE certificate, but you can also leave with a diploma in whatever, an associate degree, and so on. And what that does is that it opens up a world of opportunities for young people where it's not just, okay, I have to go to university to get. Because the reality is, Diane, is that while university is important, skills training is also one of the largest growing industries. And a lot of the persons we see in various sectors in Jamaica, some of them, though they have degrees, have had to go out there and empower themselves with skills. So those are just some of the things that we're doing in the education system to empower people, to give them the opportunity to be better persons, to contribute more. And then at the end of the day, to really convert Jamaica into a digital society.
Thanks, Minister. That was really a great segue into some of the things I wanted to touch on. The question of digital skills. The GSS project has actually developed a digital skills curriculum, which we would love to see rolled out into secondary schools. And this is really looking at how do you equip people with knowledge of this, how to start their digital careers. So it's really equipping them with the knowledge base that they need to get into this global services sector. So how can we incorporate that through the Ministry of Education into the secondary curriculum?
Thank you. So our approach to education is very inclusive. So for example, one of the biggest challenges that we had when we came in was that we never really had a child online policy. So one of the things that we're doing now is that we're giving people access to all of this great technology, the internet, but what is the framework under which they exist? And then you also have to think about the curriculum as well. How do you modify the curriculum to fit into? So when I went to Singapore and I went to what they call a polytechnic, and in Jamaica you would consider a polytechnic to be like a technical school where if you never did well at CXCs, you go to a polytechnic and you learn some woodwork and some electrical thing. I saw a aircraft engine in front of the polytechnic in the courtyard. So I said, why do you have an aircraft engine? They said, well, we train our students to do aircraft mechanics, to be aircraft mechanics. And I was like, but this is a polytechnic. And they said, well, no, a polytechnic for us doesn't necessarily mean that the student is unable. It means that the student is probably differently able. So it is very important, like for you're talking about digital skills, to infuse a wide variety of options within the curriculum and within the education system, so that a student who wants to engage in the digital realm can be comfortable, and we can infuse what you are doing within the curriculum, and another student who wants to do, let's say, the arts or medicine can do it. But then you also have the intermingling of the disciplines, where, for example, in medicine, the doctors now have to be thinking about telemedicine, where they have to now be contemplating, how do I navigate online and also in office, where some of my patients may be in Dubai, maybe in New York, who want to consult with me, and I need to develop these skills. So it is very important, this project that you're doing. And I think if we can infuse it within the education system and create this kind of symbiosis between your division and what you're doing over by JAMPRO and the wider education system, it is going to build capacity within the society and empower more people to be prosperous.
Absolutely. And I think the other thing that for us is really kind of where we want to go, the direction that we see this industry going, is how do we make the education system more responsive to the needs of the marketplace. So, you know, we see our whole role in this project as it rolls out is to build on the capacity of the industry to address higher value added services. So right now, for instance, we have about 80% of people in the industry in Jamaica in customer service. And we're moving up the value chain in terms of customer service. A lot of people think customer service is about the telephone, but it's actually about the computer, because a lot of the omni-channel interface with customers is about computer interface. And you will hear more about that later today. But what I wanted to ask, Minister, is looking at the vocation and the objective of this project, which is to change that 80-20 to 60-40, how do we ensure that the skills training is really meeting the needs of the marketplace and understanding those needs and adapting the education system to be more responsive to the needs of the marketplace?
I think one of the cultures that we have to develop in Jamaica is lifelong learning. And I think we have always had this culture in Jamaica where you go to basic school, you go to primary school, you go to high school, you go to university, and you're done. That doesn't work in the world anymore, which is why a part of our approach is we're trying to do 3 pathways within the education system, where pathway 1 is the traditional CAPE, TVET, occupational associate's degree, and so on. But then you have pathway 2, where persons can pursue courses other than the traditional ones. And then pathway 3, where you can do, like, for example, associate degrees, NVQ certification, and so on. And that is where the world is going. So, for example, you have an amazing collaboration with a place called iCreate, where professionals within the industry who want to get new skills can go to iCreate and they can get qualifications. We have a place like UCC, where you can go post your secondary education and you can do short courses. And this is not something that is new. If you go on the Stanford website, if you go on the Oxford University website, you will see where they have free courses and paid courses online, where you can do a 3-week course in computer engineering, you can do a 2-week course in this, and you get a certificate. So the direction that we're going with the education system is lifelong learning, where it's not just about the students sitting in the classroom, but it's about building collaborations with the private sector to ask the private sector, what is it that you want? Can we use heart to modify the system to say, okay, so Diane needs 500 computer customer service technicians. These are not just people who just talk, these are people who can guide you through fixing problems. Do we need 1,000 accountants because we now have a Dubai client who needs 1,000 accountants and we in 5 years? So can we align the education system to produce 1,000 accountants for the Dubai client? Do we need some e-medicine, telemedicine doctors to talk to some people in Singapore? Are we gonna now have to train them in the language of the people of a country in Asia? So that is how nimble the education system is gonna have to be, because this, if you look at the countries that are evolving, if you look at China, I went to China and I went to buy coffee with the Chinese the ambassador, Jamaican ambassador to China, and I was taking out my money to pay the man, and he took out his phone and touched it on something and he paid. And that is where it is going. And if you look at how China has evolved, where they have probably 90% of the poor people that were in China in 1995 are no longer in abject poverty because of the significant nimbleness of the economy and their ability to evolve and change based on what the global market is demanding. And that is the approach that the ministry is taking. We're trying to reform the ministry, we're trying to reform the education system so that it is more nimble and so that it's more aligned with what the market is demanding. But there's also the need for persons who are engaged with the system to also understand, and I counsel students all the time, do what you have to do and then do what you like to do.
That's great.
So there is no market, no big market for lawyers in Jamaica. You want to be a lawyer. Of course, if you really want to be a lawyer, go. But then what is it that you're gonna do to build prosperity so that then you can do what you want to do? And that's the message I'm giving. Look, when you're doing your career planning, what is it that you can align between what you like and what is marketable? And the reality of it is that the digital space is the fastest growing space currently in the market. And those who align themselves with digital education and digital empowerment are going to be the ones who are going to lead tomorrow.
Absolutely, Minister. I think you're spot on and very much aligned with JAMPRO's thinking. What we have said to the people who want to study law now, you should be thinking about setting up a legal process outsourcing operation. That's what you can do with a law degree. You don't need to get called to the bar. It's another option. So I think that there are a lot of options which people don't even think about right now, and teachers similarly. You know, there are some teachers now who are giving extra lessons online, and I think there needs to be a transformation not only among the young people but among the teachers themselves who need to get digital. What's your advice, Minister, as we wrap up? What's your advice to both the teachers and to the young people listening today? Because I think both teachers and students are among those almost 3,000 people that we have online with us today.
I use the cell phone as the example. When I was in high school, I had to go down the road, climb a little hill, tilt my head to the side to call somebody. Now, I can do a virtual meeting anywhere in Jamaica almost on a cell phone. There were people when I was growing up who said that they will never own a cell phone. And now I see them owning 3 cell phones. The fact of the matter is, we live in a global environment and the world is not going to wait on Jamaica. And by extension, the world is not going to wait on you. There's no longer a case where we have protectionist policies where we can ring fence Jamaica and we have our own local economy and the world doesn't impact us. As part of a global economic system, we have to find a way to be competitive so that we can, our BPO is competing with people from the Philippines. We're competing with Mexico. We're competing with people in other countries in Asia. We're now going to start competing with the Africans as they increase their broadband capacity. So the low skills market is becoming very saturated. So it is very important that for everyone in Jamaica who is thinking of employment and thinking of prosperity and developing themselves and wanting to build Jamaica, that you have to go on a pathway to be highly skilled. If you're going to be a taxi driver, you must be a highly skilled taxi driver. You must infuse yourself with the technology. How are you interacting with your customers? How are they ordering? If you're going to sell cupcakes Do you have an online portal where people can scan a barcode and they can order cupcakes automatically? If you're going to be a doctor, are you interested in telemedicine? If you want to work in the BPO sector, are you just coming in and somebody's going to answer the telephone? Or are you going to do some specialist skills where your salary is going to be higher than the standard? That is where the market is going. And as we evolve as a society, I remember when I know you don't have time, Singapore again. I was asking one of the senior ministers in Singapore, how is it that you were able to grow your country so much? They say, well, when we gained independence, we started making socks. And then we realized that everybody was making socks. So we started making hard drives. And then we realized that China was making hard drives. So we said, okay, well, let us start making servers. And then we realized that other people were making servers. So you know what we started to do? We sold our factories and invested in their factories and started managing the business processes for their factories. So now we are the ones who own the means of production. So if you go to Singapore, Singapore is the largest transshipment port in that side of the world. Yeah. And they can move a container from a ship outside of the port within 10 minutes because they have focused so much on logistics, just like what we're trying to do here, business process outsourcing. Their species of logistics is transshipment of products from one place to the other and then investing the money that they earn in the means of production. So Singapore is the largest investor in China currently. A small country, not as big as St. Catherine, is now one of the most prosperous countries in the world. So it's not impossible, but you have to have vision and you have to implement your plan, and the people have to be aligned in being empowered and being highly skilled.
Thanks, Minister. That's a great note on which to end this conversation, which has been really enriching and enlightening. And I think that really, if there's one message that we want young people to take away today, it is you need to become knowledge workers, because knowledge is power, and knowledge is where you will become an asset to driving this country towards becoming a knowledge economy. And Jamaica has the creativity, the brains, the intelligence, the nimbleness, and the entrepreneurial zeal to become that knowledge economy, which is exactly where we need to go. So I want to thank you, Minister, really for sharing your insights this morning, which I think have been pretty amazing and hopefully have opened the minds of the young people online and really inspired you to look at the 4,000 jobs which are on the cards today. So you guys better get ready for your interviews. Thank you very much for listening. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, and thanks to everyone who tuned in. Thank you. Have a wonderful day and a good show.
Thanks, Minister. You too.
As a young deaf girl growing up, people looked down on me and I didn't have self-confidence. My mom was very concerned about me. She didn't know what to do with me because I wasn't hearing. So she took me to the doctor and tried to get me hearing aids, but that didn't help. What I really needed was my family to accept me as a deaf person and affirm my identity. A friend had texted me and told me about Deaf Can Coffee and asked me if I wanted to join. I came here for training, I saw their independence, I saw their talent, and I said, that's awesome, I want to be like that. I finally felt like I belong. People who are deaf just like me, and we work together. I remember the first time I came to Deaf Can Coffee, and Carlisle taught me how to pull an espresso shot and pour a latte. I wasn't sure I would be able to learn it, but Carlisle encouraged me to believe in myself, to have a positive mindset. And after just 3 weeks, I learned how to make a latte, and now I can make everything in the coffee shop. At Deaf Can Coffee, we have our own coffee farm. So we grow the coffee, we pick the coffee, process the coffee, and we roast it ourselves. We do everything from seed to sip. Pouring the perfect latte is an art. You have to be slow and steady, but confident. Deaf Can Coffee is unique. Because we're not only Jamaica, but we're the world's only deaf-run coffee company. As a young deaf girl growing up, people looked down on me and I didn't have self-confidence. My mom was very concerned about me. She didn't know what to do with me because I wasn't hearing. So she took me to the doctor and tried to get me hearing aids, but that didn't help. What I really needed was my family to accept me as a deaf person and affirm my identity. A friend had texted me and told me about Def Can Coffee and asked me if I wanted to join. I came here for training, I saw their independence, I saw their talent, and I said, that's awesome, I want to be like that. I finally felt like I belong. People who are deaf just like me, and we work together. I remember the first time I came to Def Can Coffee, and Carlisle taught me how to pull an espresso shot and pour a latte. I wasn't sure I would be able to learn it, but Carlisle encouraged me to believe in myself, to have a positive mindset. And after just 3 weeks, I learned how to make a latte, and now I can make everything in the coffee shop. At Def Can Coffee, we have our own coffee farm. So we grow the coffee, we pick the coffee, process the coffee, and we roast it ourselves. We do everything from seed to sip. Pouring the perfect latte is an art. You have to be slow and steady, but confident. Def Can Coffee is unique because we're not only Jamaica, but we're the world's only deaf-run coffee company.
Hi, my name is Yanni Epstein, and I'm the founding chairman and CEO for ITEL. When I started ITEL in 2012, I knew I wanted to create something that was different for the industry and different for what was being done in Jamaica. This would mean having to change perspectives by showing that a modern BPO could be an exciting and high-quality place to work. The traditional view of contact centers in Jamaica and around the world has not typically been a positive one. They're often being seen as a congested, uncomfortable working environment. Places where young people get a job and then move on to start their real careers somewhere else. They haven't traditionally been seen as places of opportunity and inspiration, but the truth is that working in the global services sector means working in a cutting-edge industry that is defining the future of how businesses will serve customers. It's about bringing people and technology together to be a force for good in the world through customer experiences. In fact, we no longer even refer to our company as BPO. We are a customer experience partner. We serve some of North America's leading brands with phone, chat, social media, and other channels, caring for customers, providing tech support, managing accounts receivables, and creating new technologies. This is just a taste of what we do. It has not been easy to give the global services sector a new face, but with the support of the Global Services Association of Jamaica and our proven track record, the negative mindsets are changing. Today, I want to show you what life is like at ITEL. From the career mobility and training opportunities to our engaging family-like culture, and of course, the beautiful, comfortable facilities. Let's begin with career mobility and skills development. Whether you begin as an agent or work your way up through a linear path that takes you from agent to supervisor to ops manager and so on, or whether you take a non-linear path and move into a specific role such as data scientists, graphic artists, or even human resources. The sky is the limit for what you can achieve. Training and development is continuous. Starting from orientation and continuing for the duration of your role, you will be learning and advancing your skills, learning new stuff about the brand or the client you support, improving on weakness identified by experienced coaches, and gaining new skills to advocate towards your career ambitions. Here is a video with Jamaica's own Miss Kitty talking with one of our training managers.
Hi, Dervin. How are you?
I'm well. Hi,
Nice
Kitty.
to meet you.
Nice
yes.
to meet you.
It's great to be here at ITEL.
Good to have you.
And I am, getting my training on. So I was wondering what this room is all about.
Okay, so this room is training room 1.
Yeah.
And this is where it all begins when your career starts here at ITEL BPO.
Oh, so this innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower is very important.
It does indeed.
All right, so you are a trainer here at ITEL BPO, correct?
I am.
And how long have you been a trainer?
I've been a trainer now for better part of 18 months.
Oh, wow, 18 months.
Yes.
And what has that been like? What's the process been like for you?
It's been amazing. As a matter of fact, the journey to become a trainer started with me embarking on one of our development programs here
Yeah.
at ITEL, the Junior Trainer Program.
Yeah.
And from that, I'm now a trainer here
Absolutely
at ITEL.
amazing. And being a trainer, what does that mean to you and what exactly do you impart to the persons that you train?
Okay, so for me, being a trainer, it's really about giving back.
Yes.
For me, I like to really reach out and ensure that people can really make the best of themselves.
Yes.
Developing people, encouraging them to get further in their career path.
Yes.
And that is what it means for me to be a trainer, to really get people to see the best in themselves.
All right, so since I've been at ITEL, I've been hearing certain jargons thrown around, and I want everybody to understand and be on the same page. So I've been hearing about the Smart Academy. What exactly is the Smart Academy and what's done there?
Yes, the Smart Academy. Now, the Smart Academy is ITEL BPO's own learning hub.
Okay.
Now, this is where it houses all your programs on development, courses, as well as any career progression path you might want to take.
Okay.
So we have our e-learning platforms, as well as any course you want to undertake, that's where that's housed.
So literally, Dervin, you're saying to me that anybody comes to ITEL or anyone who comes to ITEL, they can be trained and they have access to training.
Absolutely.
Wow.
No exceptions.
Wonderful. And when you train them, talk to me about what the training entails.
Okay, so training takes various forms. We could have our instructor-led training, which is here in front of the classroom.
Yes.
As well as it could be virtual, where everything is done over the internet.
In terms of the training programs that are offered here at ITEL BPO, what type of training programs are available to the staff?
Okay, so we have various training programs here. We have training programs ranging for junior trainer programs.
Yes.
We have workforce management. We have quality analyst programs. But that's just the regular training courses that we have.
Yes.
There are also other programs on our e-learning platforms on various other subjects.
Yes, such as?
So it could be human resource management, IT,
Yes.
or even supervisory management, if you so choose, or operations management. There are platforms for that to encourage and develop our staff members.
Now, Dervin, I've been hearing about the AI and this gamification that a lot of people have been talking about, and I'm interested to find out what is AI and the gamification system all about that I've been hearing so much about here at ITEL.
Oh yes, the AI and the gamification.
Yes.
So AI is how we really incorporate certain technologies with a human interface.
Yes.
And gamification is one of those. Now, gamification is where we incorporate gaming and learning.
So gaming and learning,
Yes.
gamification.
Exactly.
I like it.
To make the learning fun.
Yes.
So instead of just having a training course where you're just doing the theory, now you can incorporate a game that you like, and as soon as you get maybe certain points or certain levels,
Yes.
then you're incorporated within the training course with a certain questions or excerpts in relation to the course.
And what if the person comes in and they feel like they know everything already, they don't need any training? How do you treat with that?
So if someone knows everything already,
Yes.
I really change their name to Google.
Yeah.
And I'll ask them to give me a job
Google
first.
that, yes.
And give me a job first of all. But naturally, I don't believe that anyone really knows everything.
Absolutely not.
If you're now an expert in your field, it now means it's time for you to level up.
Yes.
And when it's time for you to level up, we have the courses ready for you to get you to that next stage.
At all times, we have 95% of our customer care agents engaged in training through gamification. Advancing your skill set on the job is more dynamic and engaging than ever before. From traditional learning programs led by an instructor to virtual courses and cool online tools, We have something for every type of learner. Your ability to progress quickly in this sector depends on your drive to succeed. At ITEL, we have created an engaging environment that brings out the best in people. It's not what we do, but how we do it. This includes the spaces in which we operate. Contact centers depend a lot on technology to maintain operations, but more than anything, the work of outsourcing is built on people. It isn't built on bots or artificial intelligence. The human touch can never be replaced. So our facilities are built for work of a contact center, but in a modern way. That means they are built with our people in mind. Spacious workstations, social spaces to chill, beautiful and inspiring wall art, on-site banking facilities, and now, with COVID still in our midst, we have built new facilities and adjusted old ones to protect the health and safety of our team. Here is a video that demonstrates our commitment to #Let the Protocols Work. When you come to work, you want to feel safe and comfortable and enjoy your surroundings. Employee experience impacts the way teams deliver customer experience. It's that simple. Perhaps most important of all is the company culture. The way we treat each other, support one another, and interact. At ITEL, we have a family-like culture that is built on 4 pillars, what we call our 4 Ys: quality, integrity, reliability, and family. We integrate these 4 values into everything that we do. That means we have an open door policy and easy access to leadership so everyone feels that they have a voice. We embrace diversity and encourage freedom of expression. We give back to our communities and we have fun. Through our 4 Ys Foundation, we support charitable initiatives in the areas of sport, education, innovation, and environment. We work together as a team to make a difference. And then there's the fun part. We organize exciting activities and events on property throughout the year, including some awesome parties. This has been challenging since COVID, but it didn't stop us from taking our engagement to the virtual space. Here's a clip from our end-of-year virtual party with Miss Kitty.
And guys, I want to impress upon you how very fortunate you guys are and how much your team leaders love you and appreciate you. No place, not keep, no party of no kind, of no sort, round here. Yanni and the team, Tamara, they realized that we could not meet in person. And so Tamara Smith from the People Success Department, along with the other members of heads of department, decided that, listen, big up Serena as well, because they decided, no, the year not done, I want to do something. We're going to reach out to them. We're going to create something. We're going to pivot. We're going to adapt. We're going to find a way to work it out because they've been working hard. So we need to work hard to let them feel warm, to let them feel appreciated in Jamaica, Kingston, Montego Bay, in the Bahamas, in Mexico, St. Lucia, Canada, and the USA. And so I want you to give all your bosses, all your managers a round of applause.
To wrap up, I just want to say this. The global services sector is the fastest growing sector in Jamaica. It is fueled by innovation, creativity, and the power of people. And a sector that needs bright and ambitious young people who are tech savvy and educated. It is an internationally competitive industry where you can build a career and an experience immense professional growth. On that note, I leave you with a video from our ITEL Fest, a big cultural event held with our team in 2019. We brought together 300 of our top performers from Jamaica and other international sites. It was an exciting day of inspirational speeches, performances, and games, but most of all, togetherness. Thank you for having me.
Quality, integrity, reliability, family. Whether sunny days or rainy days, we still do it the ITEL way. One family, so we work as a team. That's what we call the ITEL way.
This are the ITEL team, let me tell you what me mean. We never back down, no challenge too steep. From where I work together, my co-worker, that are my brother and Mrs. Dream. We live in the ITEL dream. Big up every supervisor, every employee, and I shock we still do it the ITEL way. One family, so we work as a team. That's what we call the ITEL way. ITEL. From 2012, you know we start well. Best in the biz, everybody can tell. If we work as a team, yeah, that we anthem. Every big account, so we are feeling them. All over the world, ITEL I extend. Mexico, en el corazón, ITEL number one, so we are the best. When we work together, we can do it. The future, it is our sky's the limit. So we're rising, we're climbing, we're stronger today. That's the ITEL way, yeah. Jamaica, Bahamas, Mexico, St. Lucia, USA, Canada. Quality. integrity, reliability, family.
Whether sunny days or rainy days, we still do it the ITEL way. One family, so we work as a team. That's what we call the ITEL way.
This are the ITEL team, and me tell you what me mean. We never back down, no challenge too steep. From we a work together, my co-worker that I'm my brother and Mrs. Street. We live in the ITEL dream. Big up every supervisor, every employee and image. All in adversity, everybody a clock in, only half, never pre-19. Try slow it down, we a work from home. All in a pajamas, we dep on the phone. COVID try shock we, but no bad vibes can't stop we. Alright, work through the virus. ITEL, the only group where you trust. ITEL, the whole team we big up over ITEL. Sing the party with us. When we work together, we can do it. The future, it is our sky's the limit. So we're rising, we're climbing, we're stronger today. That's the ITEL way, yeah. Whether sunny days or rainy days, we still do it the ITEL way. One family, so we work as a team. That's what we call the ITEL way. ITEL. From 2012, you know we start well. Best in the biz, everybody can tell. If we work as a team, yeah, that we anthem. Every big account, so we are feeling them. All over the world, ITEL I extend. Mexico, en el corazón, ITEL number one, so we are the best. When we work together, we can do it. The future, it is our sky's the limit. So we're rising, we're climbing, we're stronger today. That's the ITEL way, yeah. Jamaica, Bahamas, Mexico, St. Lucia, USA, Canada.
Hello, young people, young people, young people, wise people. My name is Empress Golding, and I am excited about the GSS project. I am so honored that I can have an opportunity to learn more about the global services sector. I am so excited to meet my distinguished panelists who are going to disseminate so much information to encourage you and empower you to get involved in the global services sector. The global services sector is comprised of business processing outsourcing, information technology outsourcing, knowledge process outsourcing. The project is being executed by JAMPRO. Now, when I say KPO, what am I talking about? Knowledge process outsourcing. All right. And when I say ITO, what do I mean? Information technology
Outsourcing.
All right, good. So most of you know about the BPO, all right? That's a sexy acronym. So we're adding some more to it today. We are giving you information that you need to make your lives better, to make your family's lives better. No longer will we have to say, there are no jobs available, because we are creating the pathway, the opportunity, the information that you, yes, you listening right now, will have an opportunity to apply to over 4,000 jobs happening right now. Let's talk skills, let's talk jobs, let's talk opportunities. Did you hear what I said? Over 4,000 opportunities happening right now, and you can apply. So head on over to the Instagram page throughout the day and click the link in the bio for GSS Jamaica. That's the Instagram handle, at GSS Jamaica. When you click the link, which I just did, you can register. Now, I did it through my Gmail. You can do it through your Facebook, and you log in. It will take you through a few steps. When you register, you will enter the first ever virtual talent hub fair 2021. It's so exciting because you go in and you can enter so many booths, access information, apply for jobs, and wait for that call. And some interviews are even happening today. It is so cool. And I'm wondering, if COVID-19 didn't happen, would we be able to sit in our living rooms and join this big career fair with so many opportunities? I don't think so. So today I'm going to say, give thanks to COVID-19, because it provided an opportunity for us to get ahead quicker than we would have if we didn't have it. So now, thousands of you are on this global platform, the global services sector. Are you ready for information? Are you ready to join the sector? Are you ready to get a job? Let me hear you say, yeah! Woohoo! I'm excited about this. And as you all may know or may not know, I am the founder of Talk Up Youth, a large social enterprise with young people. And I can't wait to leave here today and get them all on this platform. We have to fill the jobs that are out there. No more will we cry, there are no more jobs. No, because after this GSS project and this Talent Hub Virtual Career Fair 2021, we are going to be okay. Up we say. Up we ye mighty young people. Yes, we can accomplish what? We will. And we're going to do that with my special guests and panelists who join me here today. So let's start with Christopherson Nunes. He's a very popular founder and CEO of UCA Limited. He's been speaking everywhere. He has been connecting young people to the jobs that they need. All right, he's an expert in his field, and I'm going to ask him to bless you with information and share with us some of the challenges faced by university students post-graduation, and how are you helping them to find jobs. Then I want you to talk about job readiness and the need for graduates to position themselves to access opportunities in new and emerging sectors like the GSS. Over to you, Christopherson Nunes. Woo woo!
All right, so I'm Christopherson Nunes. I'm the CEO and founder of UCA. I started it in 2017, a little before I graduated university.
Sorry, Nunes. Let me get it right. Not Nunes, Nunes.
Yeah. So I started it in my final year at university on the premise that I was juggling an internship while juggling the idea of a business, right? And in doing so, I was like, hey, let's go full deep in this business. What do I have to lose? So I experimented with the idea of recruitment, with the idea of matching creativity with students with jobs. I experimented with the idea of so many things in terms of making those jobs look cool. But as we've grown and as we progress, it became a thing like a research project, meaning that the jobs are there. It's just that from a perspective of, as a farmer, some students are investing in the right crops and skills. So they're doing the same crops that everybody doing. As such, you know, the price is going to be low. And when the prices are low, you can't compete. So you need to invest in a crop or a skill that, you know, is really valuable, very in demand. And if you can put new crops or new things on the place, it has I would say, a varied meal. You know, you can demand a package in terms of selling one crop. In selling tomatoes, sell ketchup. I know you standardize your skill set as maybe you're packaged it in a way that it can serve global contestants, local people all over. But I think from a Jamaican standpoint, I don't think we should start at university. I think we should start at what happens at the high school level when they're literally in the working world, because not everybody in the high school go to university. And there's a little gray area questioning that what happens then. What are they investing in? What are they doing at their home in the spare time? And also, what is the market space offering them in terms of support? Are internships available? And if so, do they do a self-directed internship? So there's a new concept we've introduced at our company, a self-directed internship. This means, let's say you're a student that need an internship, but there are companies that may not hire. Come to us. We give you a self-directed framework that you follow any passions you do. We sign off from a school standpoint, say, hey, we've authorized this, and we kind of give you the resources to build out a project or idea. So sometimes they want to create a show or a movie or a business or something from manufacturing or something textile. It doesn't matter. It's just that they never had the support to do that. So what we try to do is pull all the moving parts together and say, hey, if you want to start a business, we're going to pull all the moving parts and to support you. One of which is our greatest success story. I call her Gabby Glam. So she started as one of our project managers.
So I am wearing her lip gloss.
See, look at that.
I am wearing her lip gloss, so let's
Exactly.
hear this story.
So she's one of our earliest members of UCA, right? And funny enough, how we had her was, we had a meeting with the directors, and she was walking across the street, and my business partner was like, who's that girl? Let's hire her. I just like how she walks and have flair. And I was like, she have sense as well. So we invited her for an interview. She's like, she's not doing anything, so what might as well. So she started doing basic project management. She never knew anything about project management, matriculate into events, and she's like, hey, Chris, I can do makeup. Why not? Instead of outsourcing the makeup to different brands, I could do it and we absorb the cost and make more money. And I like that idea because she figured out a way to pay herself from the infrastructure we created. And then from that, she pivoted her whole makeup brand from the services to products like you have. And then events where she did a whole glam hub at Pegasus. So it's really was pulling the moving parts together in terms of your small idea can matriculate into things. And where jobs come from is enterprises like hers, because she hired students as well in terms of at the gate or security or different booth management. So one girl who had an idea created a pretty much a labor market to offer students jobs. It could be temporary, but still money being exchanged. So nonetheless, jobs really come from the support of enterprises, entrepreneurs, small business. So if you have a bridge in a friend that is starting the idea, I say support them because you're not sure where that idea may bring. We all talked about Uber coming to Jamaica, different technology things come to Jamaica, but they're just a platform that brings a marketplace. And at the end of the day, being a marketplace, they kind of give transparency and governance that the Jamaican society may have a lack of trust from other governments. So we use these platforms as a thing. Similar like Instagram is just a platform for pictures, but people use it for business, people use it for other things. So it's really about the narrative of how we push forward. And then the job readiness is a very tricky thing, because one day you could, let's say back in the day, somebody went to school just for typing and say, hey, I'm a very fast typer. Now you have AIs that type for you. If that person went in the future, they wouldn't have a job. But let's say the tenacity and the hard work, they could say, hey, I could learn anything now. It's now transferable that they could learn any new skill that's demanding. It's like a farmer that gets a new crop or a new seedling and say, hey, I want to plant these crops by next 6 months time, a year time, these gonna harvest, I can make some money and move on. So I think in the same breath, if you're investing in skills, invest it like a farmer. You're not gonna plant it now and expect the seeds to harvest in next week, tomorrow. Plant it for the next couple of years and you reap that now and then say, hey, these are my skill sets in the marketplace. It's like you come back with a new game plan. Mm-hmm. And it's how you're evolving every day. Mm-hmm. So if everybody is doing, and this is how I chose my major at university. Most of my friends did marketing. I say, hey, I understand marketing, so why would I spend money to do it? I need a challenge. I need something that could take away. I say, hey, I'm going to do econ and statistics. I never did econ at all in high school or business. I said, I did this challenge, but I knew business and I kind of understand how econ would relate some way, shape, or form in the future. And I made a bet on myself and say, hey, I did this. And now I can see now where my econ skills are being value within the marketplace. So let's say, for example, brands always ask us, hey Chris, we need you for a brand activation on social media, and I'm able to pull not only the IG stats, but I could show them the social currency side of what my involvement may be. And I've learned that through statistics. I learned it in a class, and even through my interests, I've had other classes like the black market. And these are things that may not be in the syllabus. It's just your initiative and curiosity and interest that leads to these things. And then on the flip side, job readiness could be anything. It means like, what do you have that is an exchange with somebody that's of value and they're willing to pay for it and they feel satisfied. And if they don't feel satisfied, it becomes a scam or it becomes poor customer service, right? And in such, if it's a scam, which a lot of Jamaican people offer a lot of business, say, hey, you don't give them the right thing, you're buying things off Shein for $15 and sell it for $5,000, or bad customer service where they want the refund and it's taking too long and all sorts of stuff. They say, hey, you're quick to take my money, but hesitant to give me back my refund. So there are a lot of nuances in the space, but nonetheless, it's a learning process. Because the job readiness, it takes a while for you as a young individual from high school, be incubated by class and CXC subjects, and actually be in the real world. You kind of see the nuances that maybe not everything in the classroom is real, but you can pick up on your own, street smarts. You know who to link, who to call for in emergency, in case if you want to raise funds or want to meet somebody, or references. And I think references are good as a young person to build. Things like going to different clubs and society. People think it's a skill set you walk away, but sometimes the people you meet, and I've got references from people who may seem as, hey, Chris is the perfect person for you. Link him, and this is how I most time get clients. I haven't think about the last time I'd advertised. It's not a thing I don't want to advertise, it's just that clients references always come, and I trust those than the ones that try to hustle and get, because they believe in the references, and that kind of builds a better trust in the business transactions. So at the end of the day, it's a learning process. So anybody in any field, and then if you think about the global market is very tricky. So some students would study some weird degree, and I say weird, it could mean anatomy or biotechnology, but maybe Jamaica don't have the infrastructure. And let's base on their personality, they're not an entrepreneurial person, so they will feel dissatisfied with the job market. It's just that there's no enterprise that needs that skill set. So naturally you have brain drain, they will seek somewhere else. But I think from a Jamaican level, we as a people could lease talents globally. So if we train you for all the years, why should we leave you to a different country? We could lease them and say, hey, if you're doing work in a different country, it could be a case where the government gives them incentive, maybe give them a case where it builds them to be a better professional in that sense. So they could live in Jamaica and remote work in other space based on what they have.
That's what's exciting about this GSS. And
it is.
Knowledge processing outsourcing. Do we need that biotechnology person to transfer information over the phone? I don't know. There's so many places where they can work. Do you think that somebody who has studied such a weird degree, as you had put it, is able to adapt and go into a field like the knowledge process outsourcing? Are they willing to bend and turn?
Definitely, because
how are young people thinking now?
I think it's a weird narrative, because maybe the narrative of what media tells you what internships are and jobs are is different than the reality of what it takes and what a job really feels like. So the day-to-day is a disconnect. So for example, biotechnology could do anything. It could tap into research, it could tap into viruses, it could tap into vaccines, it could tap into so many things. It's just that they're waiting for the instructions to be told. And I think that habit of how we've been taught in schools is kind of strict on us, so we kind of wait for instructions. So it's like, if you break the rule or find a way to go around the system or find initiative, you see them as a rule breaker or a troublemaker or an entrepreneur. But we need those persons to create disruption, to put the missing dots together, because a biotechnologist could fuse well with maybe a graphic artist and becomes something new we don't know. For example, I like to pull different pieces together. Right? So for example, I'm studying Montessori philosophy because I feel like that could be a new thing in education space based off the dissatisfaction of the current education system. I see it as a value added now based off studying and investing. So maybe 2 years time, I could reap those harvests later. And this is a bet I'm willing to take, but some person are willing to take a bet on themselves. And it's a risk every day you have to take. But I think the job readiness is, at the end of the day, is investing in you, knowing what's in the market, knowing the trends, taking risk in terms of, I wouldn't say risk in terms of, not a risk that make you bankrupt, but risk that makes you feel uncomfortable a little bit, but you can get back on your feet. And then network.
Yeah.
When I mean my network not in case that you go to business meeting and say, hey, I'm Chris, but network in the sense that you're going to a mutually beneficial space that interests you. Nonetheless, if you want to go there or not, and just have friends, meet people, be social, like be a human being.
Yeah.
Like don't go to the internet and say, hey, I need to network because I want to raise friends. Like be a human being, because at the end of the day, people want to do business with people they like.
Yeah.
And this way you have the nice retreat trips, and this way you have the family-like business structure, because at the end of the day, they like each other. So outside of the work setting, you might find that they go to each other's house on a Sunday and have brunch and talk and play the kids and have play dates. And this is outside of business setting, but that's how they, keep their business together.
And one of my mentors, Les Brown, always said that your network
is
your net worth. So let's join the GSS and network together, especially at the Talent Hub that's happening right now online. So many people to meet, right? So log on and join at GSS Jamaica on Instagram. Click the link in the bio and you can join the GSS Talent Hub Virtual Fair 2021. Christopherson nuggets, great nuggets there. We're holding on to them.
Sure,
get
definitely.
up and get out and get somewhere and do something and take your skill into the KPO or the ITO or the BPO sector. And I want to move now to Luana Holt Gordon, because she has been in the BPO sector for over 13 years. And I love her story, starting somewhere and just growing in the sector. Staying and being committed, being recognized, and now she's in a position where she can teach, she can train, she can inform, and I'm sure she's making more money than when she started. That's all. Don't be afraid of that either. We're always looking to grow, okay? But you have to start somewhere,
That's
right?
correct.
And you have to train.
That's right.
We have to be like athletes in the GSS, yeah? We got to start somewhere and make our way all the way up to the top. And she's now a talent platform assistant for the GSS project. So Luana Holt Gordon, tell me a little bit about your story, when you began, the entry level to the level now.
Yes, so I started in the industry as most persons do. I was a part of the business process outsourcing industry, and I started off as an agent. Actually, what happened is I was made redundant. I was working at a very prominent bank in a very big position. I was very excited, and of course, they made the position redundant. So in an effort to kind of, catch my footing, as a young adult, I blindly went into the industry. And I say blindly because I didn't have any knowledge or expertise or anything like that. I started off as an agent on the phone, as most people did back then.
Show me how it goes. Show when the phone rings. Ring, ring.
Thank you for calling. This is Luana speaking. How may I help you? And of course, being in that environment, you realize that there is a lot of room to grow. I went into quality analyst. So that is really where, if you hear a recording, this call is monitored for quality assurance. That would be me at that point in time. And then I moved into a team manager role where I would manage, it was about, at most, it was 28 persons. It's a little bit more structured now where you're not managing more than 10 people at a time. But back then it went all the way up to 28 sometimes. I then moved into a training role. I spent most of my years in the BPO industry as a trainer. I trained on electronics, sales, you name it, I trained it. Parts, customer service, accent neutralization, etc.
Hi, this is Luana. How can I help you?
Yeah, and then being a trainer in the industry allowed me to travel. It's not something a lot of persons talk about, but I have been to the Philippines, I've been to Seattle, I've been to Montego Bay to help them to open sites in these different areas. I then got promoted to training manager in the industry. Not my favorite part. I actually like being a trainer and interacting with persons. And then more recently, I was an operations manager. So I grew in the industry quite a bit. I would say to young persons thinking about entering the industry to do so, it might not be something that you're looking at and saying to yourself, boy, I love that. That's something I want to do for the rest of my life. But what I realize is I've learned so much in that industry. So many things I would not have learned going into another industry that I was taught there. Just learning how to think quickly on your feet, how to navigate, for instance, a client that doesn't necessarily have people in a department that doesn't want to outsource that particular area. That you're working with these people who don't want to give you the business because they feel like they're losing their business. But it's a partnership. It's a partnership. And I think there's so many things to be learned going into the industry. So for persons entering the industry, what I would say to them is just think about it as a learning experience. You're 20, you're 21. I mean, it's a great time to get into something that you're curious about and learn about it. And then if in the next 5 years or 6 years you decide that this is not for me, then it's a great starting point to move into other things. And now I have moved into something else. And I don't think I would be able to navigate or to move into this role had I not had those many years of experience. So that would be my feedback for anyone considering joining the industry. It is great. I've met a lot of people. I have a lot of Filipino friends who I talk to all the time. It's just fantastic. There's nothing else I can say about it other than it was a fantastic experience.
Woo, I'm quitting my job. That's a beautiful story there,
Thank you.
Luana. I mean, hi. Hi. How am I to answer the phone?
It's usually hello.
Hear me both hi.
It's usually hello.
Okay.
Or thank you for calling. It's usually the best opening line.
Thank you for calling.
My
Hello.
name is.
Okay. Thank you for calling. My name is Empress Golding.
How may I help you?
How may I help you?
Right. There you go.
You're unhappy with the service? Bye! No. Don't do that.
No.
We will train you. Join
Correct.
the sector, you will be trained, okay? But I really love that story, talent platform assistant for the GSS platform. And now let's look at a KPO agency and see how it works. Deidreanne Fraser is the assistant manager for KPMG Jamaica. Now I said KPMG Jamaica means it's a global company and it provides shared services. So I would love you to give us a little rundown on the company, how it works, the opportunities within that space, and what young people can look forward to in joining the KPO industry.
Okay, thank you. So KPMG GES stands for Jamaica Extended Support Services, and we support KPMG US, right? We started in 2016, and we started with a head count pretty much of 21, and I was a part of that 21, and now we are basically at 300 persons within 5 years. We started with 3 main work streams, and that was finance and accounting, growth and strategy, and HR, right? We currently, whilst you get onboarded into the business, and there are many opportunities. When I started, I really didn't know what to expect. I was coming from an HR background, and being offered the position, I started out as an officer, right, in 2016, and didn't know what to look for, didn't know what to expect, but I can say that my time there has been rewarding. There are plenty of opportunities to grow, and while you may not study, let's say HR, let's say operations, finance, because especially on my team, I know that it's a diverse set. I have persons on my team with a psychology degree. I have persons on my team with an accounting degree, a business degree. So your degree doesn't defines where you go, right? If you are adaptable and you have an open mind, you can reach far, and that is what I went into the sector with. I tell persons all the time that, just join in, and if you have that ability to do the job and do it well, you can succeed. So I joined and I just jumped into it. I applied. I ensured that I was promotable during the time. So I always tell persons that, yes, you can start from the bottom, but it is preparing yourself to elevate wherever you are. I applied for a team lead role, and my team always laugh when I tell them, because when you come in, when I realize when persons come into a job, we expect to be promoted pretty much right away, right? And we don't understand that, you have to learn the business, learn and become an expert at what you're doing. So when I went in, I applied for a team lead role. Of course, I didn't get the job right away, but I went back and I said to my manager, what did I not do right? Right? What am I lacking why I didn't get this job? And it was explained to me, okay, you need supervisor management, you need project management. What I did, I went to UCC and I said, all right, let me see all the courses that you have, right? And I ensured that I set myself up, right, for the next step. I then moved on to a senior officer role, and just showing you the opportunities and the levels to grow within the sector. I then moved on to senior officer role. Then I was promoted into a team lead, right? And then in 2020, I moved to assistant manager. So there are many opportunities to grow. We work closely, as I mentioned, with KPMG US. That is our only client. We call it a team extension model, because even though they are our clients, it really feels like a team. It's a teamwork model that we create. There are many times we have persons or clients coming down for training and just building that bond and relationship with each other. Now, for KPMG GES, I love the environment, and I always tell persons that the people there makes it great, right? We have a very relaxed culture. At KPMG GES, there's so many opportunities. Sometimes we just don't know how to or what to call these jobs that comes at us.
Yeah, I'd like to know more about that, like the specific roles within the organization.
Okay,
KPMG
so
GES.
falling under the growth and strategy work stream, you have account operations, and that is really providing offshore, nearshore support, back office support to KPMG US. Now we do onboarding, getting KPMG clients to our client site. We do invoicing, invoice reconciliation, a lot of reporting, right? And a lot of share site management, right? Also under growth and strategy, you have the proposal team, which is consisted of a lot of writers, right? So persons who did journalism, who did reporting, that's the team that you're supposed to go on, the proposal team. We also have RMO, that's called risk management operations. So those are the project managers, the risk people, that's the team that you're supposed to go on. And we also have brand governance. So that's the marketing people, that's the team for you. That's growth and strategy. Hope I didn't leave off anyone. Now you have the finance and accounting, the F&A group. Under that group, you have payroll. We process payroll for KPMG US, over 10,000 employees. We also have accounts receivables, accounts payables, general accounting, regional accounting, the firm-wide cost control. So there are a lot of teams under the F&A group, and those persons usually come in with an accounting degree, financial degrees, and they work well and they succeed within that work stream. We also have the HR group, and under that team you have, boy, it's a lot, talent acquisition and university talent acquisition as well. So you have the experience hire and the university talent. And under that team, that team actually processes, or they recruit for KPMG US. So that's the scheduling team. They schedule interviews, whether you are in university and you're looking at an internship or you are an experienced hire, right? So those are the schedulers on talent acquisition. We also have a team called KBS, KPMG Business School. They ensure that we are doing the correct courses that we need to do throughout the year. They also have benefits administration, and those persons in Jamaica actually process benefits for KPMG US and learning management that ensures that the KPMG US resources, they have their CPA accreditations, all of that, so they ensure that those things are actually in order for KPMG US resources. And I think that is it. It is a lot, and we have grown. We have grown so much. I keep telling persons that since 2020, when Corona hit, we've hired over 100 persons.
Look at that.
We've hired over 100 persons, so that actually pushed more jobs to Jamaica, right? So, you know, I have a twin brother, and I usually say to him, if you're not within this sector, no, you're gonna be left behind in the future. Because I really do believe, and this is something that has kept me within the sector, that this is going to be the future of jobs and the future of the Caribbean and Jamaica. So this is the sector that you want to be in.
Well, I hope you were writing that down. Look at the opportunities and look at the network right here with the GSS team. So, you know what to do. Head on over to all of the social media pages for more information at GSS Jamaica on Instagram, at GSS Jamaica 1, LinkedIn and Facebook, Global Services Sector Jamaica. If you follow them, you will not miss an opportunity. Any jobs at KPMG, Jess?
A lot. We have over 50 right now open.
Okay, did you hear that? I hope you are all logged on. Well, I'm sure you are, because some of you are watching on YouTube as well. But I know that many of you are logged in right now to the virtual fair. There's so many rooms to enter and access information. Information is the key to your future. So going to every single room. Will be there all day today. I also have some giveaways during this Youth Talk Skills Job and Opportunities in the GSS virtual fair. So stay tuned. Before I give you the question, and I hope you were listening, should I give them the question now? Yeah? No, advocating for you. Might as well. All right, before I go to the video, let me give away a prize, and you can give me the answer after the video. So the question is, what is shared services? And indicate 3 job roles associated with the outsourcing segment. The first person to respond in the chat, all right, will win a prize. All right, my team is looking at the chats, all right, to tell me who responds first. We're gonna go to a pre-recorded video. This is Kimberly Dwyer. No, apologies. We're gonna go to this video, Andrew Fairman. He's the CEO and headhunter of the Talent Box Jamaica, dispelling the notion that the GSS does not offer career opportunities for tertiary graduates, and to identify some of the opportunities in the KPO, ITO, and BPO. Take a look at this video.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew Fairman, CEO of Talent Box Jamaica, now known as Talent Box Caribbean. We are an executive search and placement firm, or a recruitment process outsourcing firm. And we work with a number of companies locally and regionally and as far as the United Kingdom to source talent for their organizations. And we do this fast and smart. Now, I started my career back in 2005 in the business process outsourcing industry as a call center agent. I just left high school and really didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I applied to one of these companies. I later found out that the industry was far more than what actually meets the eye. I came to understand that there were opportunities in HR, there were opportunities in finance, there were opportunities in operations management, etc. And so as I progressed, I appreciated the industry a lot more after understanding the opportunities there. I want to let you know that as recent university graduates who are looking for a career that is a stable, one that is respected, where your family members or your friends can be proud of, I want to let you know that the global services sector is a great opportunity for you to really leverage your degree and leverage the opportunities that are there. Opportunities in financial modeling, opportunities in data intelligence and data mining are but just a few of the more advanced skill sets that are needed. So back to you to say that the global services sector and industry is booming with opportunities for skill sets that you have no. And we want you to come on board. We want you to join the movement and begin to enjoy, and relax with that degree that you have earned. And you can only do that in this space to some extent. So we really want you to join. And being a recruiter, I've come to understand and appreciate that there are a myriad of opportunities here in the global services sector. I really want to thank all the organizers and the global services sector for this great initiative that they have undertaken to educate and to provide the opportunities for graduates like yourself. Once again, thanks to the GSS.
Thank you for that information there, Andrew Fairman. Did you know? Time for my nugget segment, my GSS nugget. Write it down. Now, did you know that the industry, the GSS industry, is looking to fill over 4,000 entry to mid-level positions in areas such as finance and banking, accounting, insurance, legal services, technical support, sales, HR, and more? Did you know? Now you know. All right, one more nugget for you before we move to the next video presentation. Jamaica's global services sector employs over how many individuals? Can you guess? 43,000 individuals across approximately 75 entities. Now that's good news. 75 to 80% of the GSS operations are services in the BPO segment. All right, it's pretty cool. Well, we have more to grow. Now, the 20 to 25% are in the KPO and ITO segments. What does that mean? We need to up the numbers. And right now, you have an opportunity to do that by joining the career fair, applying, and apply everywhere. Apply everywhere. You just never know. See, I'm a girl. I apply to 5,000 things at once because one must win. Okay? Don't be afraid to just get up and try. And you heard from Luana, it doesn't matter where you start. The fact is you're going into a space to get on your feet, to network, like Christopherson said. You have an opportunity. Get up and seek it. And it doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter if you have a PhD. You can still go in and do something. Because there are many people with PhDs who aren't working and can't put food on their table. So when you hear the good news that the GSS is rising and needs people, what do? Sit home and cry? No, we get up on our feet and we jump in and join the party, the GSS party. And let's have some fun doing it, like going to the Philippines and making friends globally. Hey, I'm all about it. We now move to this next video. And I will be giving you more nuggets. We're going to be finished here at 11:30. But this goodness, this GSS goodness, is going to be happening right up until 5 o'clock, and tomorrow, and the next day, because on social media, there'll be more information, and you can continue the conversation there. The social media boss says, yeah. Christopherson Nunes, not News. Who calls him News? Like, who does that? UCA in the building, doing big things. Instagram at GSS Jamaica if you want to follow and hear more after today's sessions. So we move to another pre-recorded video. This is Kimberly Dwyer, site director at Ibex Jamaica. She's going to showcase her journey in the GSS, growth into her managerial role, managing several sites and thousands, did I say thousands of individuals? And you may be one too. So she's going to highlight that she attained tertiary qualifications, like many of you listening, during employment, and how it helped to further her advancement. And my panelists spoke to upskilling. It is one of the most important things you can do in your life. To have multiple skills makes you a strong and powerful human who can contribute to your home, your community, and your country. So let's do this. Let's hear from Kimberly Dwyer.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Dwyer, site director for one of the Ibex Jamaica locations. I've been in the BPO industry for the past 18 years, and I know when a lot of individuals think about the BPO, they do not see it as a viable career progression option, especially for individuals at the tertiary level. Well, I'm here to tell you that there are many opportunities in the BPO industry for growth. And I'm one of the examples that growth in the BPO is possible. When I started the BPO, I started at the agent level, supporting a technical client at the time, and I managed to grow from agent to team manager, operations manager, account manager, senior account manager, and most recently, site director. During my time in the BPO, I also went to college part-time, and I was able to apply what I was learning to my job at the time so that I could become a more effective leader. And it also helped with my career progression in the BPO industry as well. The BPO has a wealth of opportunities for individuals at the tertiary level, especially if your background is in business administration. But there are also career options for other disciplines, such as individuals who may have done finance, as an example. As the BPO continues to grow in Jamaica, there continues to be opportunities for career progression for individuals at the tertiary level. Join us. Hi, my name is...
Opportunities. Thank you so much, Kimberly Dwyer. I hope you are all logged on. Let's talk skills, let's talk jobs, let's talk opportunities in the GSS. That's what we are doing here. So I want to give you another nugget, and then we're going to play another video before we come back to the panelists to share the 3 top tips for somebody entering the GSS. So here it is now, the KPO. So BPO has been really sexy over the past few years. And so has the word pivot, new sexy word on the market. And now we're moving to the newest and sexiest word of them all, KPO. Are you in the KPO? Well, the KPO, the knowledge process outsourcing, is a contracting of work outside of a company utilizing a third party and includes core and information related business activities. Examples of fields within KPO include, and you heard from our panelists, marketing research, financial modeling, recruiting, accounting, and more. Some information there to tell your friends. And you're not too old to enter the KPO. Anybody can at any age, right? Even retired persons?
I don't see why not, because they have a wealth of information to offer, and that's knowledge. So that's a part of our knowledge they could definitely outsource. So why not?
Yeah, call your grandma.
Yeah.
Call your grandpa, your granduncle, your grandaunt, and tell them there are opportunities in the sector, okay? Yeah, because you're so right.
Yeah.
This is really for everybody.
Yeah, and then what happens is you can mix and match, so the old mix with the new to
Value added, my new sexy term. I love it, I love it, I love it. All right, so we're going to move now to another video for you. This one is Tashane Grizzle. Tashane Grizzle speaks on her experience in the industry, her current profession, and Tashane will explain how the skills and attributes gained from experience in the industry was transferred to other sectors. Enjoy this video presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Tashane Grizzle Davidson, and I am excited to talk to you today about my journey in the BPO industry and how it got me to where I am today as area sales manager, managing 6 parishes in one of Jamaica's leading fast-moving consumer goods, that's FMCG. I was working at National Assets and Recovery Services. I was a collections rep. And if there was ever anything that's called baptism by fire, that would have been it, because, you know, I was new to the work world. And what I found is that in the BPO industry, there's a particular work ethic that is, you know, it's inculcated. So you're constantly expected to deliver at a certain level. And I will tell you something that would have helped me in every single role that I moved into over the years. Went to my manager, you know, we checked out, okay, what are the opportunities? Are there any here, or where do I go next? And then I got an opportunity for a day shift. This time though with another BPO, which was E-Services Group International. So at NARS, I was a collections representative on the Sprint account. And that gave me kind of experience that would fast forward 10 years later and be one of the things that propelled me into a promotion. But we will get into that, right? So I moved on from NARS, went to E-Services, where I was dealing with customer service and escalations on an account for XM So that was fun. Also, working in the BPO industry gave me an opportunity to the flexibility. So I was able to do overtime when I needed some extra money. I used up my time to do some overtime to get that done, because also I was saving towards going back to school, because I knew that I wanted to further my education, and here was an opportunity for me to do so. So on different accounts, there were bonuses, whether quarterly bonuses and different things, you know, different avenues for you to make a little extra money on top of what you would normally earn once you were willing to put in the work. So of course, I spent a couple of years at E-Services. I was able to move on. I got promoted from customer service rep, I believe. I moved into escalations, which would have been about a level above, if memory serves me right. But I know got a little bump. So this was where, you know, I had to handle those customers who, you know, were rough and tough. And after the initial rep said, okay, you know what, we're having a challenge here, they would move this person on to escalations, and I would deal with that. And of course, that also helped me perhaps in being able to manage tough situations, answer tough questions, which of course years later would help me to do very well in my profession, my chosen profession in sales. So after I left E-Services, I moved on to, so I spent a little over 2 years at E-Services, enjoyed it. Then I moved on to an opportunity still in the BPO, this time with ACS. ACS eventually became Xerox, and I think then Conduent, but I was with ACS for a couple of years. And again, hard work does pay off. I remember being at ACS and doing very well. I was nominated for Rookie of the Year because of my performance. I was also Employee of the Month several times, because again, it takes dedication, because yes, no matter what it is, the opportunities will be there, but you will be required to put in some work. All the best things in life, I guarantee you, takes a little work, right? Or, you know, you're going to have to do a little extra in order to get what it is that you want out of it. Then again, I was put into sales because again, they saw that drive, they saw that excitement and the passion that I had for people. Again, part of which came from my experience in the BPO and dealing with people and the customer service and that kind of culture that I actually brought with me and the work ethic. So I was promoted from projects manager, I was promoted to area sales manager, managing Western Jamaica. At that point, I was managing about 4 or 5 parishes and did very well, was always at the top. My team always did well. And from there on, I was offered a role in my current job. And they asked me, to take on the role in the West. At this point, I was given an even bigger opportunity because I moved from managing 4 or 5 parishes to managing 9 parishes in one of Jamaica's top 5 companies. And all of that would have started from in the BPO. So a lot of persons may see this as, okay, it's a call center and so on, but guess what? It's so much more. You have no idea how amazing this opportunity can be if you understand it and if you use it just right.
Okay, great presentation there from Tashane. Thank you so much for sharing with us. All right, I am heading over to the production phone to see if we have a winner for the question I gave you a few videos or a couple videos ago. All right, let's see. 2 winners. Woo! And they are going to be winning GSS shirts and pop sockets. The 2 winners are Sophia F. and Crystal S. for the shared services question. So congratulations, and let's give them a round of applause. Woo! Yes, that's what we do in this industry. We clap and support each other.
Exactly.
All right, and all right. So Jody and Dee, you were a little bit late in answering the question, but you did a great job. So we're going to give you a pop socket as well. Yes, we encourage people in the industry. That's right. All right, the next giveaway is $25 US on Amazon. Are you ready for the question? First person to answer in any of the chats where you are watching will be the winner. And don't think I'm giving away 3 or 4. 1 Amazon $25 gift voucher, okay? So the question is, what is the name of the career fair? Name 1 social media platform handle of the organizer. All right, so it's a 1A and 1B kind of question. So what is the name of the career fair? And at the same time, name 1 social media platform handle of the organizer. The first person to respond correctly in the chat will win a prize. Good luck. All right, we're going to move over to our panelists again and hear from you to encourage our young people, our elderly, anybody watching right now, anybody inside the career fair. What would you encourage them to do? I want you to give them some practical steps and inspire them to take a leap of faith, especially if they're not doing anything right now. Let's start with you, Luana.
So for me, if you're thinking about entering the industry, if you're curious about the industry, my first suggestion to you would be is to research. There's so much information out there about the industry. Going online, I know not a lot of persons have access online, but find a way. There are ways and means to get these things done. Go online, read up more about the expectations of the industry, understand if I go in this particular sector, what jobs are available? Do I have the skills already to navigate that sector? A next tip I would tell persons would be have an open mind. Understand that there is so much to learn when you do enter the industry, that you may start at one point, but then you want to pivot and navigate to something else. It is important for you to be open with that sort of thing and be ready and willing to take on new responsibilities. I remember when I just moved into being a quality analyst, I was shocked that they thought that I could do that job because I was just 4 months into the industry. So when persons started suggesting that I could move into that position, I started researching, what is expected of someone in that. I didn't even apply it. I was just told that I could do it, or they thought I could do it. So I just started researching. And I realized that that really is the foundation. I mean, there's so many other things I could tell people, but really find a space that you love, research about it, be open to changes, and you'll be able to navigate it very well. Oh, and the skills that you have right now, find where it fits in and see how you fit in. Those are my tips.
Great advice there. Thank you so much,
You're
Miss
welcome.
Luana Holt Gordon. Thanks for calling. All right, we move to you. No, yes, Christopherson Nunes. We're going to end with you.
Okay,
so let's go to you now and hear some tips and tricks.
All right, so she laid the foundation, which is really good, and I want to offer like the meat of it, right? So for my tips, I would say skill stacking is important. What I mean by that is, it's like building different skill sets to show a diverse way, say, hey, this is my unique value proposition to the market space. So if you're an accountant, it's good to narrow down, but it's good to kind of have other skill sets that either complement it or may not complement it, but it's really creative that how you mix and match the two that offers I would say, high price in the salary space, high price in the compensation space, and then nonetheless adding your personal brand to it, meaning that if people can trust you, if people can, where they can find you, where they can know you, get consultation, where they can reach out to you, pick your brain, all these things, and you being a thought leader, a proclaimed thought leader, just some form of professional in the space in terms of how you communicate, how you follow up and treat people, it adds now to more work or more income coming to you. So you're not deprived of just one income stream, but multiple spaces. And this is how you can creatively have your knowledge exported to the market. So let's say you're an accountant in the space, in the knowledge processing space, you could write a book. You could write a children's book teaching financial literacy early up. You could tap into other ways that shows your knowledge in a creative way. It could be shows, movies, it could be a script, it could be anything. But nonetheless, we have the service, but you have other products that could mix and match to it. So skill stacking and the personal brand is good. And funny enough, we at UC offer that. So we offer training for students. Hey, we can pinpoint you which skills you should do. In the same way, we offer personal branding through an agency. And then lastly, we have a recruitment hub. So last year, we had a partnership with this Malaysian company to build out a recruitment platform. And how it works is it's a very AI driven. So you send us your resume, it scans your resume, and let's say if you have a job, it matches you how you can get a job or what percentage of you are matching the job. It shows the skills gaps and say, hey, based off this job, you need this courses, this skills gap. And through that, we can either recruit for companies, but also, hey, students, these are the gaps you could definitely invest in. And it's free to just send us your resume. We keep your resume on file, and if you want to upgrade your resume, we could fix it so it kind of put you better in the market space. So if any student wants to, join UCA, is just send us an email at resume@UCA Ambassadors. The resume hosting is free. We will look at it, we vet it, and just put in our database. If any company is in the space that looking for hires, we just put the job description and it scans and say, hey, maybe your resume is the best one that's for this job. We give you a call, or the client give you a call, and that's it.
It sounds like a perfect partnership with the GSS project and what is happening right now. I mean, you're both doing you're both supporting each other because you have access to the people. GSS is looking for the people to match the people with the over 4,000 jobs available right now. This is good news.
Exactly.
This is really good news. And I'm so honored to be in your presence today because I like when good news is happening. Too much bad news on the front page. We need the good news. So thank you for sharing that. And I love what you said, skill stacking. That's a new hot term, right?
Yeah. New hot term.
I'm saying, it's like today, like,
it was jumping now.
how are you doing? You been skill stacking? I love it. Skill stacking. All right. So, Deidre Fraser now, share with our distinguished viewers today watching here what we need to do, some tips and tricks to enter the industry, and any advice you can leave with them.
Okay. So my first tip would be having an open mind, right? Being open to just launching yourself within the industry, being open to applying to something that you have, you have never been into, you have no experience. The second would be adaptable, because within this sector, it's always changing. Every day there's something new, and also you know, at KPMG, we're now, since last year, we've been working from home. That's something we never thought we would be doing. I mean, also with the BPO, we never thought BPO would be a job that you could do from home, but that has taken place. And my last would be being open to feedback, you know, especially since it's not something you've done before. You will be constantly getting feedback, right? You will be, and being open also to hearing no, right? And, you know, take those feedback to make yourself better. I mean, at KPMG, we live by our values. Integrity, we do what is right. So going into the job, ensure that you are doing what is right, you know what is expected of you, and you do it right. Courage, we think and we act boldly. Together, we respect each other, we support and we draw strength from each other's uniqueness. For better, right? We do what matters. And also, I said courage already, together. So it's integrity, courage, together, for better. There's one more, Mr. Hando will put me down for this one.
That's all right, because you've been giving us so much already.
But, you know, just be open. And we, at KPMG, we have a great recruitment team where, you know, you apply for jobs and they think that your skill set can be better somewhere else. They will call you and refer, you know, a different area or something that you didn't apply to say, hey, you know, we think that you'll be a better fit out there and apply. And I'm pretty sure that one of our recruiters will get in touch with you.
Excellent. All right. Thank you so much for that, my lady Deidreanne Fraser.
Yeah.
So,
yes. So, just getting back, Empress, to the one that I missed.
Yeah.
It's excellence. We never stop improving, and that's because at KPMG we also offer our employees with scholarship grants. So that's something that persons don't know, but we always encourage persons to go back to school, as Christopherson said, skill stacking. So you realize what the market needs and you go and you get that. So we never stop improving, we never stop learning at KPMG. That is something that is encouraged by our scholarship grant. That's another benefit of working with KPMG, Jess.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Scholarships. Look at that. For the employees, providing value-added opportunities in the sector. And when you talk about skill stacking, I was like, have I skill stacked lately? And Christoph, so here, and excellence, it is important, but I did. I skill stacked over the past couple of years. I did psychological first aid and corporate governance, a director's guide to corporate governance. So I've been still stacking. What's next?
Plus media, plus
for the opportunities. And my head is buzzing because I'm like, look, I need to be out there. Like, I'm in the KPO because it's a buzzword now. So I'm trying to think how I can upskill to get into the BPO, KPO, and ITO. So I'm working on that. I have to come and get some consultation with you, Christopherson. Maybe there's a space for me at KPMG.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah. We have proposal, journalism, remember?
There you go. You're right. You're right. There you go. Opportunities everywhere. And I know that the GSS project is going to be reaching out to you today once you are in the network, on the space, on Instagram, on Twitter. You're watching now on YouTube, or you are inside the Virtual Talent Hub Career Fair 2021. Don't worry, you had to register. So we won't lose you. We have you in the database and we're going to connect with you. So stay on all day, right? Listen to the presentations, make notes. It's very important that you write it down and start to ask yourself questions when you hear the presentations. What am I going to do to skill stack? Where do I fit best in one of these industries? Do I fit best in this KPO, in this ITO space, in this BPO space? And then start to look at all the companies recruiting today, over 4,000 opportunities. You're gonna miss it or you're gonna win it? That's the question you have to ask yourself. And apply everywhere, because the odds are you'll probably get through with one. So I implore you and I lift you today to walk with excellence, to walk and be courageous. That's the beginning, because some of us are so afraid to step into a new space, and we have to deal with that first. And once we deal with that, you have an entire network of people here right now to support you. We all have the same goal. We're going to boost our economy, and we're going to improve lives with the GSS project. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I want to thank JAMPRO and all the partners who've made this possible. My name is Empress Golding, and I'm so happy that I had an opportunity to talk with you about skills, jobs, and opportunities in the GSS. You know you'll see me again. Walk good and enjoy the fair. Bless you.